Happiness is a universal pursuit. Every individual seeks it in their own way, but how many of us understand that achieving long-lasting, meaningful happiness often involves sacrifice? This is the central message of the Buddha's teachings, particularly as articulated in Dhammapada verse 290. It is a simple yet profound truth. If we want to reach a state of greater happiness, we must be prepared to let go of the fleeting pleasures that distract and delay us. This principle applies not only to the spiritual journey but to all aspects of life, including education, work, and personal growth. This video will explore how this lesson applies across various domains of life, blending the ancient wisdom of Buddhism with modern examples and practical advice to help you achieve deeper fulfillment. We will also delve into personal reflections, sharing concrete examples from both everyday life and spiritual practices that illustrate the power of choosing greater happiness over immediate gratification. The wisdom of renunciation. The Buddhist teachings often focus on the importance of letting go, and verse 290 of the Dhammapada encapsulates this perfectly. If by renouncing a lesser happiness one may realize a greater happiness, let the wise man renounce the lesser, having regard for the greater. This message invites us to consider the value of delayed gratification in pursuit of a more substantial reward. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are abundant. From social media to mindless entertainment, we are constantly pulled in directions that offer quick, easy happiness. However, these distractions can prevent us from achieving the more meaningful goals we aspire to. Whether it's a student trying to excel in their studies or an individual striving for success in their career, it often requires the ability to say no to short-term pleasures. Academic success and discipline. Think about a student who spends hours scrolling through social media or binge-watching TV shows. At first glance, this seems harmless, a way to relax after a long day of studying. But over time, this behavior eats away at valuable time that could be used for academic growth. The student is sacrificing future success for momentary enjoyment. However, when the student decides to put aside these distractions and focus on their studies, they are essentially renouncing lesser happiness for the greater reward of academic achievement. The joy of graduating with honors or landing a dream job far outweighs the temporary pleasure of a viral video or a trending meme. The example of the Buddha himself is one of the most powerful illustrations of this principle. Siddhartha Gautama, who would later become the Buddha, chose to leave behind his life as a prince and embrace the monastic path. Many questioned why he abandoned the comforts and luxuries of palace life. However, this was not an act of running away from responsibility but a conscious choice to seek a higher form of happiness, nirvana. For monks, the decision to leave behind worldly pleasures is not easy. Life in the monastery is filled with discipline, rules, and renunciations. Yet, these sacrifices are made in the pursuit of inner peace, spiritual freedom, and ultimately enlightenment. In this way, the monastic life reflects the very lesson the Buddha taught. Let go of the lesser to achieve the greater. When someone becomes a monk, the initial phase is often the hardest. The individual must adapt to a lifestyle that is devoid of the common pleasures most of us take for granted. Simple things like eating what one desires or having the freedom to sleep in are no longer options. Monks must follow a strict regimen, which includes precepts that regulate their daily activities, interactions, and even thoughts. However, over time, monks often discover that these disciplines are not limitations but rather a path to greater freedom. The rules, which at first seem restrictive, eventually liberate them from the chaotic nature of uncontrolled desires. By mastering discipline, they find a level of happiness and peace that far surpasses the fleeting joys of material indulgence. Breaking free from toxic habits. The principle of renouncing lesser happiness for greater joy is not limited to the monastic life or academic pursuits. It applies to our daily habits as well. Many of us have toxic habits, whether it be procrastination, unhealthy relationships, or even addictions, that offer instant gratification but leave us feeling worse in the long run. Take, for instance, the habit of procrastination. It's easy to delay important tasks because starting them feels difficult or uncomfortable. Instead, we might choose to scroll through social media or watch one more episode of a TV show. These activities provide immediate pleasure, but as deadlines approach and stress builds, the temporary relief turns into long-term anxiety. Breaking free from this cycle requires effort and discipline. It means doing the hard thing today, knowing that it will make tomorrow easier. The sense of accomplishment and relief that comes from completing a task is a far greater reward than the brief enjoyment of avoiding it. The discipline of hard work. The Buddhist teachings emphasize that true freedom comes through discipline, not through indulgence. This might sound counterintuitive, but it holds true in every aspect of life. Whether it's maintaining a healthy diet, committing to a regular exercise routine, or sticking to a meditation practice, discipline is the foundation of lasting happiness. Consider someone who struggles with maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Fast food, sugary snacks, and sedentary habits offer quick satisfaction. But over time, these choices lead to weight gain, low energy, and health problems. In contrast, adopting a healthier diet and committing to regular exercise may be difficult at first, but the long-term benefits, improved energy, better mental clarity, and a stronger body, are worth the sacrifice. In the end, the pursuit of happiness is not about chasing every pleasurable experience that comes our way. It's about making conscious choices that align with our deeper goals and values. As the Buddha taught, if we want to achieve something truly great, whether it's spiritual enlightenment, personal success, or simply a sense of peace in our daily lives, we must be willing to let go of the lesser distractions that keep us from reaching our full potential. So take a moment to reflect on your own life. What are the things that are holding you back from achieving your greater happiness? Are they toxic habits, distractions, or even fear of discomfort? Be brave enough to say no to these things, and you'll find that the path to lasting happiness becomes much clearer. In conclusion, the Buddha's wisdom teaches us that true happiness is not something that can be found in the external world. It comes from within, through discipline, sacrifice, and the courage to pursue a higher purpose. Let us all strive to follow this path and seek the greater happiness that awaits us. This reworked content adds personal reflections, concrete modern examples, and motivational insights while maintaining a balance of the original ideas. By blending the wisdom of Buddhist teachings with practical advice, the message becomes not only spiritually relevant but also applicable to everyday life.